Hey, how are you doing? It's Alan here from Looking for Warriors. Real quick, John Taylor Gatto, this is really interesting, John Taylor Gatto says, take a look at John Taylor Gatto. I'm listening to him over the weekend. And he said that nobody in the schooling system today, nobody in the government failing schooling system today reads. And before I say what it is, just let me say as well, I haven't read it. Although the second I heard John Taylor Gatto say this, I got it from Amazon. I got it on Audible, so I can listen to it. And I also got the Kindle version. The second I heard him say this. And what John Taylor Gatto says that we don't learn now, that we used to learn. And the reason, just before I say what it is, just let me say the reason. The reason we don't learn it, because it is a textbook. It is a textbook on how a small, weak power can overrun the largest power that's available. How a small, weak power can destroy a huge power on the earth. And the huge power is talking about the Roman Empire, which basically was the US of the day, even though it was more than what the US is now, possibly. It basically controlled the whole world, the known world at the time. It didn't take over a lot of the Germanic areas, but it had taken over half of Africa, a lot of the Middle East, and a lot of Europe. It could never get to Ireland, and it could never get to Scotland. So I need to look into that, why it never got to Ireland. But it had taken over the known world really at that time. And their customs and their way of being was exported right across the whole world. And they built all the roads and amazing inventions. But what I would say is the violence from the Roman Empire and the corruption was an outgrowth of some of the incredible inventions that individuals created. So when individuals create these great inventions, it creates great wealth, and on top of that grows a fungus of corruption and violence. So if we learn how to get rid of the corruption and violence as the fungus on top of that great wealth, human beings will do great. But the book that John Taylor Gatto says that we are not allowed to read, or it's just not suggested to us, it's not required reading, is The Gallic Wars by Julius Caesar. The Gallic Wars. As soon as I heard John Taylor Gatto saying that, I was like, okay, I'm getting that book right now. I haven't read it yet. I'm reading a number of different things. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, and I'm reading David Jennings' amazing systemology book. But I will get to it. I want to get through systemology first. I think it's really important. So The Gallic Wars by Julius Caesar. He says, it's not that we're not allowed to read it, it's not banned, but it's certainly not suggested to anyone. And maybe it is in the private elite education schools, but not to your kids. Your kids are not supposed to read this book. Do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. I love when people subscribe. Every subscription makes me feel incredible every single time. So I appreciate that. And put in a comment, what do you think is the book that we're not supposed to read as ordinary individuals?